Welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. It's 11:30 p.m. I have to get up to go to the airport in 4.5 hours. My brain functions best starting at like 8 p.m. So here we are. I'm debating not going to bed. I wanted to talk to you tonight because I don't know when I'm going to be able to talk to you tomorrow. The flight is 6 hours and 10 minutes. I went to finish the clinic that I talked about in my last weekly vlog. I'm 41% in currently. I have this from the library, so I would like to read this. It seems like a pretty classic murder mystery, but I also found out that this author is typically a dark romance author, so that will be interesting. And then on Monday, I am co-hosting Sleep When I'm Dead book club, hosted by Jessie from Reading with Jess. Ashley from Ashley's Little Library is co-hosting as well, and the book is Good Girls Don't Die by Christina Henry. By the time you are seeing this, the live show is over, so I'll have the discussion linked if you want my spoiler thoughts on it. So these plus the clinic, plus I have tons of books on my Kindle. If I have extra time on the plane, I hope to read for my booktuber favorites video as well. So lots of reading planned. I'm acting like I'm not going to sleep, but I know I will because it's going to be so early. But we are going to LA. Adam's doing a tournament for a game that he plays, so I decided to go with him because Kitty lives there. So I will be meeting Kitty from Spicy Cats Reads. I need to figure out what the weather's going to be. I have to be up way too soon, so I'm going to attempt to get a little bit of sleep and like hopefully feel like I just took a nap and wake up and just feel so rested. But this is me being delusional. Hello, this is me from the future doing a voiceover because there was a high-pitched squealing noise coming from the hotel room that I could not find, and I did not know about it while filming this video. This is the entryway. Here is the closet that lights up when you open it. So fancy, so fancy. I have no clothes to put in there because I wear sweatpants all the time. Here is the TV, the little sitting area. Ignore my stuff everywhere. I don't know what I was trying to show you there. And here is the view. We were in downtown LA. Lots of cars. Bird poop on the window. How classy. There is a pool, a seating area downstairs. I did not go down there, but it exists. And that's the hotel. And there's this fancy wall mural as well. Hi friends, I am in LA. I am in our rental car. I'm taking it back. We only needed it for a day. And I tried to film in the hotel room with this nice view in the background, but there's something in the room that is making this really high-pitched ringing noise. And I don't want you to have to listen to that. I don't have to edit that. So I'll have to try to figure something out. But it is Saturday, so we are here because Adam is playing in this card tournament thing, not poker, like a nerdy card thing. So I am getting ready to go drop off the rental car and I'm gonna meet Kitty. We're hanging out for the day. So yesterday I was in and out of consciousness like all day. So I got 2 hours of sleep. I just cannot fall asleep early for the life of me. And I was like, well, if I only get 2 hours of sleep, I'll sleep on the plane. Sorry about all of the noise. I need to get a mic. Anyway, I was drifting in and out of consciousness and also I finished reading Spy Family Volume 10. I enjoyed this one. This is not like a favorite series for me, but it's one that I have a good time reading. So I don't really know how to rate it. Probably 3.5 stars. I feel like I've liked other ones a lot more than this one. And then I've also been reading The Clinic still. I'm 64% into it, and I'm really enjoying the discussions in here on addiction and trauma. It's a very interesting take on that because it is so clinical. I do not know how the representation for a lot of this stuff is handled, but like it feels fine to me, so that's just always something to be aware of when going into books that are so like heavily set in a clinic and stuff like this. I'm really annoyed about the hotel room situation. I'm gonna have to try to figure that out, but I hope to finish The Clinic tonight, and then tomorrow I can start Good Girls Don't Die because I'm co-hosting the book club discussion for that Monday night. I don't know. I need to go drop this car off and meet Kitty. I truly have no idea what we're doing today, but I'm really, really excited to meet Kitty. Also unrelated, but like my whole body just hurts traveling. Just like, I don't know. I can tell I'm getting older. I'm not that old, but like, I feel like this used to not be a thing and now I just ache. Anyway, I'm gonna go have fun. Bye! Hello, it is Monday night. From here until the end of the vlog, I will be like actually vlogging and able to talk to you. I was planning on doing that when I was on this trip, but the problem was that in the hotel room I was in, I couldn't hear it in person, but when I would record, there was a high-pitched squealing noise. I'm pretty sure it was coming from the bathroom. Nothing was plugged in, and I could not, like, I was putting my ear up to things and I just couldn't hear anything. So I could not, like, I couldn't record. It wouldn't have been able to be edited out. So I sadly just, like, could not talk to you in the hotel room. We only had a car for less than 24 hours, so I wasn't able to go sit in the car. So that's why I didn't talk to you as much as planned. I figured the voiceover was the compromise, and now I'm going to talk to you about everything that I read because it was a lot. So on the plane ride there, I ended up finishing Spy Family Volume 10. I think I talked to you about it the one time I was able to film in the car in the little amount of time we had it. I enjoyed this, but one of my least favorites in this series. And throughout the whole weekend, I was reading The Clinic by Megan Quinn. I ended up finishing it today on the plane ride home, and I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. I think it was too long, but I think it had some really interesting discussions in it around grief and trauma and how trauma impacts you into your life, and family dynamics with trauma and drug addiction and issues with rehab and like the cost of things that are surrounding that, like with people that have money getting better treatments and all of that kind of stuff. I think that it had a lot of really good things to say. The author apparently wrote this based around her time in rehab and then has like done a lot of research on other aspects of it, because there's like a really interesting thing that happened, and I guess it's like a real thing. I don't want to tell you too much about it, but this one is officially out. It came out last Tuesday. The audiobook is not out yet. I don't think it comes out till the end of February because I tried to get it so that I could speed up reading it because it's almost 500 pages, but it's not out. So yes, my main complaint is it's too long. Really, that's it. It was like 75% in and I was like, we have to be done, right? No. But I still think it was interesting and it kept my attention even though I was also having those thoughts. So 4 stars for that. I think based on Aardvark's clues, they are going to have this for February, so I will probably get myself a copy. So there was that. I did finish another book, but that was for a different video. And then on the plane, I started Good Girls Don't Die by Christina Henry. Tonight was the discussion for Sleep When I'm Dead book club, hosted by Jessie from Reading with Jess, and Ashley from Ashley's Little Library was co-hosting as well. And I wanted to vlog this as I was going, but I didn't have enough time. I planned to read it all today, but between being on the plane, we had to take the bus to get the car and getting home, and then like all of this, I finished it like 10 to 15 minutes before the discussion. So this is my third Christina Henry. I've given a book of hers 5 stars and a book of hers 2 stars, and this one is following 3 different characters. There's 4 parts in this. One is a character who wakes up in a house she doesn't recognize, but she like really feels like it's not her life. Then we're following one that ends up going to a remote cabin in the woods for the weekend. And then another one who ends up in a dangerous situation and has to fight to survive. This one is so weird and kind of dumb and ridiculous, and like I don't think it was perfect by any means. And I was the only person at the live show that loved it, but I loved it. It's such a weird mashup of 3 genres, and I happen to like all 3 of them, but most people don't. So it was a choice. Like part 1, one character was a genre, and then part 2 with another character was a different genre, and then part 3 was a third character with a third genre. And there was this interesting like chat room aspect that was added into it, which I enjoyed. I just think this was a fun time. The first one is a sort of amnesia trope, which is one of my favorite things. This reminded me so much of Pines by Blake Crouch, one of my favorite series. And I don't think that this is objectively good, but I also don't care. I could have lied to everybody. Like Ashley gave it 1.5 stars. Jessie gave it 2 stars. Everybody in the comments was hating on it, and I was like dying when I had to give my rating. I don't care. I love dumb stuff. I don't care if it's good. I don't care if the writing is good. Well, sometimes I do, but in this case I did not. I don't know. I just had a fun time with it. And that is my truth, and I don't know. I immediately was obsessed. I continued to have an incredible time with it. 5 stars. My plan for tomorrow, I have to read Bright Young Women. That is going to be in a different video, but I'm reading that tomorrow, and then I have my Patreon book club discussion tomorrow night. I really need to be reading for a themed vlog right now. Like, I keep putting it off. We'll see how that goes. I do want to start another book on my Kindle. I read on my Kindle before I go to bed, so I'm thinking about doing the new Shauna Maguire, the Mislaid in Parts Half Known, in the Wayward Children series. I loved the one that came out last year. I know there were some complaints with it, but for me, it just worked so well. It did not make my favorites for my like official lists, but it was one that was definitely in my top, I don't know, 25, 30 of 2023, so I'm really excited for this new one. So that's an option. I also might start this one by Poison Pen Press. They send me a lot of arcs on NetGalley, so that's where The Clinic is published from. So that's what I might do, because I think that comes out around this time, maybe tomorrow. But I'm really looking forward to laying in bed. It's been a long day, but everything that I read today I really liked, and I'm just having a great time reading. It's Wednesday afternoon. Sorry I didn't talk to you yesterday. So Monday I know I talked to you and I said that I had been reading Good Girls Don't Die all day long and I was traveling and everything. So I was behind on that book club, and then I was also behind on my Patreon book club. So I had to read an entire book yesterday. So I read all of Bright Young Women and I finished 5 minutes before the discussion. So we don't need to talk about that, but the discussion was so much fun. This was the first time that my Patreon had a meeting for our book club instead of me talking and people just chatting back. So I had so much fun, and I cannot wait to do it again every month. Like, truly, I had a great time with it. I think the book club is going to be so much fun. I think we're going to be reading different genres, maybe exploring some new things together. So that was incredible. So I spent the whole day reading because that audiobook is like 12 hours long. My brain was just fried from reading so much the day before. And I just, like, it took me the whole day to get through it. I was also doing some other stuff. I needed to do some laundry. I built a bookshelf for my room. So we have this, like, weird closet space. And I got bookshelves like these to do, like, a fake closet insert because real closet inserts I cannot afford. So I built the final one of these for our bedroom. And then we had the discussion, and then I went to bed. So today I got up early because Adam keeps making fun of me for saying I'm going to get up early and then never getting up early. So I did that. I filmed my TBR game. I filmed the pics for it. I had to edit it and upload it. So that's what I've been doing for most of the day. And now that I'm finished all of that, it is scheduled and ready to go up in an hour or so. I am going to be getting back to Bright Young Women, which I started during Winterween. I did 2 Winterween vlogs and I epically failed. I was just having a really tough, like, mental headspace time and just could not continue that. So I'm currently a third into the Women Could Fly, and I'm gonna finish it today. But this is following Josephine, who her mother has disappeared and she was charged for being a witch. This is a world where witches are real and peculiar behavior can raise suspicions and result in a woman, especially a Black woman, being put on trial for witchcraft. It's been 14 years since her mom disappeared, and she's now almost 30, and in this society, once you're 30, you either have to be married to a man or you have to be closely monitored by the government. And she's 28 and she doesn't want to get married, but she's starting to feel the pressures of having to do that. And then an opportunity to honor a request from her mother's will comes up, and she's going to take this journey. So I'm really excited to get back into this. I was enjoying it. It's one that, like, made me so angry because this society that women have to be monitored if they're over 30, it really pisses me off. But in a good way. So I'm really excited to get back into this. It's a short one, so I will definitely be able to finish it today. Also, I'm obsessed with this cover. It is textured and it is so cool. So I'm gonna get to reading and I'll talk to you later tonight. Good morning. Last night I got to around 200 pages in The Women Could Fly. I was really hoping that I would be able to finish it, but I'm trying to be an early morning person. So I was up so early and was just, like, falling asleep really early for me. So I didn't have as much time to read in the evening as I anticipated, but I am hopefully going to be able to finish it in the next hour or so. I have a reading journal live show on Patreon in a little bit, so I want to get it done before then. I liked this part less. There's a thing that happens and we find out more information, and I can't tell you about it because it's not in the synopsis and it spoils a lot of things, sadly. And I don't know why I didn't like the stuff that happened in this part as much. I think there's a lot of really good discussions in here on being a woman in society, and especially how race plays into that as well. But just, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I really liked Lakewood by this author. I think that one worked a lot for me because there was this, like, intrigue and there was, like, this weird thing going on, and now I feel like the intrigue is gone, and that's my issue. So I'm still liking it. I think it has good commentary, but it's kind of feeling like 3.5 stars at this point, when earlier on, when it was focusing more on this, like, dystopian thing, like, it still is, but it feels different. Oh my gosh, Nova's so cute. I didn't know she was there and I just saw her paw. I will show you in like 2 seconds. I'm excited to finish this and see how it wraps up, but I feel like I need
I needed the intrigue to last a little longer or there to be another thing introduced. So I'm gonna go finish this.
Look at her under here. She's like, why are you in my face? She has this little, like, I don't know, probably a scam. It was like a self-heating pad, but like I feel like anytime a cat lays on something like this, it gets warm. But she loves to lay under here. There's a vent right here, which is one of her favorite things. Just like, look at this beautiful cat. I love her. I will leave you alone. Oh, you're so cute. Okay, go back to sleep. So I finished The Women Could Fly, and I'm going to give this 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed a lot of aspects of this. I overall did like it, but I think there was just something off for me about, not the execution specifically, but I guess the direction that certain things went in. I really liked the beginning, and then I liked the end more, but the middle part just really was dragging for me. I am glad that things changed a little bit towards the end to be back towards the beginning. I just wish that I could put my finger on why this didn't work for me as much as I wish it would have. I really, really liked Lakewood. I think I gave it either 4 or 5 stars. And while I did like this one, it just like was missing a little bit of the weirdness. I think some of the things that happened at the end, I wish they would have happened earlier on and the middle part would have been shorter. I would have liked for things to get a little more unhinged, I think, but I think this had a lot of really good discussions in it. Like this society where women have to be monitored after 30 because if they aren't married, they're clearly witches. Like, so I think I just wanted a little bit more from this. Still good though. I'm going to keep it on my shelves. This cover is incredible and I'm really glad that I got to this one finally. So I've actually started another book which I will talk to you about very soon. Fingers crossed I can finish that one today because it's getting pretty late and I forgot I needed to update you on this, and I would really like to finish that one tonight. So I'm on Patreon sprints. The timer is about to go off, so I need to go. So then in the next part, I will talk to you about the book I'm actually reading now. I am currently working on my reading journal. I have been all day, and I am on Patreon sprints at the moment, but I wanted to show you what is going on in here. So I have gone through and updated all of my yearly stuff. Here's what January ended up looking like. These are all of the videos I posted, all of the books I read, and the star rating. Winterween spread, all of the events and times and stuff. So these were the only monthly spreads that I had. I wanted to keep this pretty much as it was. This I wanted to kind of keep, but it didn't need this much space. I do like having a readathon page, and I like having this, but not how this looks. So I'm going to go past all of my reviews and get to February. I went with a like pinky brown shade for this month. I am so happy with how this turned out. I have my calendar. I have my book clubs that I am participating in. The first 2 I run. I'm co-hosting this one, and I would like to get to these 2 if possible. Then I have dates for everything, co-hosting 24-hour horror-a-thon with Ashley's Little Library, Pyramid Book Club stuff, 72 Hours in the Reading Nook that I am hosting, Katrina's Book Club sprints and discussion. And then I have those marked off over here. So then I have videos here that I'm going to do like I did with this pretty much. So I will put a sticker over here when I post a video, and then I'll have the titles of the videos over here. Next, I have the books read that I kept a very similar style to the other ones. I'll just write in the title and the star rating. This has not been decorated yet, but I want to start tracking my NetGalley ratio. I want this number to be higher so that I can get accepted for more ARCs. So I'm going to decorate around all of this. That's what it looks like for now. My starting ratio, my ending ratio. These are the ones that are published in February that I want to prioritize if I can. And then once I read books, I will just put the title and my star rating probably. This is not done yet, but this will be my spread for 24-hour horror-a-thon, and this will be my spread for 72 Hours in the Reading Nook. It is spinner wheel based, so I will have the spinner wheel here. And then I'm going to do a background, and then on this side, since the readathon is spinner wheel themed with the 2 wheels, I am going to have anything I read for one wheel here, and then the background will leave it an open circle, and I will be doing that on this side, but like this has taken me all day to do, and those are going to be my last 2 monthly spreads. So I have more this month than I did before because of adding this one, and then I have 2 readathons instead of 1. And then I'll start my monthly reviews for book club books and 5-star and some 4 stars that I liked as well. So I really wanted to try to fill up this journal this year, and I'm doing a great job with that so far. So I just want to show you that because I have been working on it all day, on and off, and I'm really happy with how it's turning out. It's 12:30 at night. Here's the thing. I just spent an extreme amount of time coloring this in with a very tiny marker. I still need to add the wheel information, and I might color in the letters, but I'm going to decide after I do the rest of it. But I've been doing that, and while I was doing that, I was listening to There Should Have Been 8. I am currently a little over halfway in. I'm on page 230. This author is apparently a dark romance author, so that is interesting. It says There Should Have Been 8. It's a chilling thriller at a remote estate in New Zealand's Southern Alps. There's a reunion that no one will ever forget. 7 friends, one last weekend. A mansion half in ruins, no room for lies. Someone is going to confess because there should have been 8. So they all met when they were teenagers and they're adults now, and one of the 8, B, has died by suicide, and they are gathering to reminisce about her life, and it is her family estate, and it says best friends, old flames, secret enemies, and new lovers are all under one roof, and the weather turns and they're snowed in, and there's nowhere left to hide from their shared history. The walls close in, the pretense of normality gives way to long-buried grief, bitterness, and rage. And there's a nagging feeling that B's shocking death wasn't all that it was claimed to be. Before the weekend is through, the truth will be unleashed, no matter the cost. So it took me a little bit to get into this. I was not considering DNFing, but maybe a little bit, because I was like, I just don't care. I'm not invested. Like, I needed to pick up pretty soon for me to want to really continue this. I'm trying to not read thrillers that are boring, and I end up giving 2 stars, but it's feeling like at least 3 at this point, which is a book that I like. I think my issue is that I'm not invested in any of the characters, either in the way that their stories are super interesting or I really care about them as people. I do want to know what is happening. There's some like little ominous things that are going on, but generally it's not like keeping me sucked into the story. So it is a good time, but like I don't have this need to know what's going on, which in books like this, like I feel like I should. I have a question for you. I would like you to let me know. So it's currently 30 minutes past midnight. It's 12 a.m. Would you say 12 in the morning or 12 at night? Because I feel like both apply in the situation, and people know that you're talking about 12 a.m. when you say either one of those, because it's always 12 in the afternoon. So which one do you think is correct? The very important questions that I have going on in my brain at the moment. I am going to go lay in bed. I'm so excited. I had a lot of fun on Patreon sprints. They're like 5.5 hours tonight, which is longer than I've done in a while. So I had a good time with that. I'm gonna go lay in bed and read this for a little bit. Probably play a game on my phone until I switch to reading something on my Kindle. Also, I realized that I told you I was gonna start reading something on my Kindle, and I have not done that. So there's no update on that. My plan is to get through a little bit more of this tonight if I can, and then finish it up in the mornings. So I just finished There Should Have Been 8. I got through most of this last night, and I had like 40 minutes left to listen to today. So I'm going to give this one 3.5 stars. It's one that I enjoyed, but for me, I feel like I got a little muddled at the end. I was struggling a little bit to like keep track of who was who, because things were happening so fast, and like they were trying to confuse you because the main character was trying to figure things out. But I think it was just done in a way that was a little too confusing. I think if that wouldn't have been the case, this would have been 4 stars. I had a really good time with it. I thought that it was interesting and kept my attention. It just wasn't a favorite for me. So I don't really have much to say other than that. I would recommend it if you like pretty typical mysteries where like things start to go wrong and it seems like it's somebody in the group and they are isolated. I have not heard anyone talk about this, probably because this is a dark romance author. So like her typical readership might not be reading this one, but I think if you like locked room, isolated
small cast books, this is one you should check out. So that's it for this weekly vlog. My reading went so well. I won't have another weekly vlog coming for a little bit because I have a lot of themed things I'm trying to finish up, but I will for sure have more in March. If you've made it to the end and want to leave me an emoji to say you were here, you can leave me a house for there should have been 8. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for the week, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!